It's easy to create this dashboard in Excel. Let me show you how to do it. First, let's say you have a very long list of sales reporting or whatever it could be. It doesn't matter, any type of report. Select everything, go to Insert Pivot Table, and let's add it to a new sheet or put it on an existing. Hit OK. Pivot tables are what we're going to use to group our data so we can make the charts. So let's say we want quarter and we want to know the sum of sales by quarter. So we put quarter in rows. Let's copy paste. This time, let's say we want to know sales by manager. So manager goes in rows, sales stays in values. And then the third one, let's say we want to know sales by category. So category goes in rows and in the values is sales again. Go up to insert a pivot chart and let's choose a column chart. I'm going to resize these several times so that they fit nice on our dashboard here. So no, you will have to do that. Then let's go back to the second pivot table, insert a pivot chart. And then again, resize it. I'm putting these basically in place, but there will be some adjustments to make. Then one more time, go up to pivot chart again, and let's add a third one. I'm using these column charts, but you could turn these into line charts or whatever type you like. Then let's go up to design, and I'm gonna go to quick styles. I really like how Excel formats these so quickly, and they look really nice, so I'm going to use the same one for all three charts. I don't want those filters on the chart, so I'm just right-clicking to hide all of them. And you'll see that those gray buttons go away. Let's click on the legends and press delete. Next, I am going to click on the axis and press delete, which I don't normally do, but we're going to add a special new feature later. And then let's go up to the fill options here as we click on our charts and say no fill and no outline. We want our shapes we're going to add to look like they're part of the chart. And if you remove the fill and outline, that will allow that to happen. So now we've got three see-through charts, looking good. Let's go up to insert a shape and let's use those rounded rectangles. So I'm going to draw one in approximately to size. Like I said, you can resize these. Let's change it to white and then let's do a bevel so it looks 3D. And then I just have to right click and say move to back or send to back. And if you click on the chart, you would say send to front. You need to adjust the layers. So same here, send to back, and now you can adjust your charts so that they fit within the shape. And let's keep moving these and resizing a little bit larger. You definitely want to maximize the size of the shape that's filled with the chart because the chart is the most important information. You really want that to be highly visible. Now, if I right click here and on data labels, let's add data callouts. This is going to add an actual callout to the top of each column. And let's do it for the third one. Now our next step is going to be click on the chart again. We're going to right click and then we're going to go to the bottom of format the data labels. There's lots of different ways you can change colors and formatting. I find these very difficult to make sure you click on all of them so that you capture all of them at the same time to make these changes. So I recommend you do it how I did it. And then we can change the color of the text there and the background. Because our background is white, I'm going with a navy blue background on the callout and then the white text. But this could be any color that makes sense for your brand or whatever you're doing. I'm going to repeat this step on all three charts. So again, right click, format the data labels, and then the font color and background. So once that's complete, change one more thing. We can click on these titles and change these to something that makes sense. So we know that the first one was sales by quarter, so we could do that for that one. The bottom one was sales by category, and then the middle one here we'll have to close out to catch that title. This was sales by rep, so we can just type that in. You can change the font on these and the color if you wish, and then you can move these over. So if they don't quite fit the way you want, you can rearrange them. So next I'm going back up to the top and I'm going to insert another shape, and this is going to be our background. It's going to cover right over the pivot information. So I'm going to do the same type of formatting. This time we'll go with a gray and then the 3D bevel, and then we have to send it to back. And now you'll notice that your pivot table information is covered. I would like it to stand out a little bit more, so let's go with a darker gray. So I'm going to go up to the paint bucket under shape format menu and click a darker gray. Now, as you can see, the top chart is a little bit off, so you want to resize these so everything looks really nice. A big part of your presentation whenever you're working with spreadsheets is making it look nice, so it's presentable, it looks like you put the time in. And now I'm going to insert a text box. Let's call this our 2024 sales report. You can make this font a lot larger so it really stands out as your title, and you can change that font to whatever makes sense. Now that looks not very good because it's got that white background, so you can do the exact same thing here and go up to the top and change it to no fill, no outline, and now it blends right in with your shape. So then let's change this font color to a darker blue, and then what we can do here is copy and paste this. I also want to add a summary. That's not something I usually show in videos, but it's really helpful to whoever is getting your presentation to see your overall summary, and it's also very helpful for later on if you have to go back to the spreadsheet with what you were trying to convey. So, or if there's any assumptions, you want to note those there as well. And then for this last step here, we need to go back to our pivot table. So what I'm going to do is just move that shape, insert a slicer, and choose division. These are going to function as filter buttons. So right click on report connection and make sure you select all three because we want this slicer to control all three pivot tables. So what's going to happen here is every time we click on a button, whichever division, it's going to filter each chart, and it will be the total sales by the division.